Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trophy Wives Podcast. I'm Robin.
And I'm Mayra, and we're here to talk about books.
Yay!
Yay!
So today's episode will be an overview of our favorite reads from the month of March so far, and our to be read, so our TBR, as you're going to hear it referred to in the rest of the podcast, books for the month of April.
So we're going to catch up a little bit, and then we'll get into what we've been reading. How have you been, Robin?
Life's been pretty good. You know, just feeling the very spring vibes that are coming up as we're coming in to the middle of March, start of April soon. So the weather's been getting warmer, and I've been like going outside way more, which is so nice. I love it when it's less cold, and like I just want the sun. If it was cold and sunny, I'd be sad, but you know, sometimes it's not that way.
Not in Texas.
Not in Texas, sadly. But recently, I've been doing some pretty heavy reading, as we'll talk about a little bit later. And I've also been doing a lot of shopping.
Oh my.
A lot of shopping.
What are you into?
So
what are you buying?
I've been doing a lot of spring shopping. I'm into the nice light pastel-y spring colors. The like idea of this butter yellow that's coming in.
Oh my God.
I want it, but it's like crazy because I feel like it's kind of becoming popular, but I haven't really seen it.
In person, like actually in the streets of Texas.
Yeah. Also just haven't seen it like when I'm searching online for online shopping because I'm a big online shopper. I'm not like seeing a lot of it there either. So I'm just like, you guys, I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah.
I've also, I don't know about you, but I'm really into the boxer short trend.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've seen that.
I recently bought some online.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. I bought some, and they're like this light blue gingham style, like patterned in color. And I'm super excited.
Oh my
They're not in yet.
gosh.
I just ordered them the other day. They were kind of expensive, and I've seen like a lot of people online just taking like regular men's boxers.
I've thought about doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, and I thought about it, but I was like, the only problem is, you know, most of them have that like little opening. I don't want that. And I also want them to look good on my butt. So the problem is that you kind of have to buy like the shorts that look like boxers but are shorts. You know?
Like
so
not actual boxers.
Best. Yeah. So I splurged. They were like $60. Haha.
Did you get the? If you're listening. Did you get the Oddly brand?
Yes. How'd you know?
Okay. Well, because that's the ones. That's the ones you want to get. Yeah, I've been looking at those too, but I want like a red gingham or something. I've been really into like. I think
they have red ones out.
Red. Yeah, I know they do. And the last time I checked, actually, they were sold out of the red that I wanted, like the small red gingham. But I'm going to check again.
I'll let you know. They should be arriving, I think, next week sometime, if not like early the next. So if I get them before you order them, I'll try them on and let you know.
Yeah, do a fit check.
Because I'm really excited about it, and I'm like ready for this like spring. I'm ready for the spring fashion trends that are coming back, and I'm ready for like just like the fun things to do with them. Like I saw like one girl was wearing her boxer shorts with like jeans really loose, so like the boxer shorts were kind of like real boxers, but they like hung out of her jeans a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
And she had like a crop top on, and I was like, that's cute.
So cute.
I know. And I know we were talking about earlier, I'm also really into like the Adidas, like
the colorful
shoes. Yeah, the colorful ones. I've always been a Nike girly. Like I have so many different Nikes. And I'm not opposed to staying with Nike if they just came out with some more like cute, colorful shoes.
They've been slacking.
Like, they have been slacking. And I feel like every time they are cute, they're like limited edition, cost super like, you know, a lot of money, and they're really hard to get a hold of. So I don't know, but I'm really into all the trends that are kind of coming out this spring.
I know, me too.
And I'm have been going to the local coffee shop for an atrocious amount. Like, I work there. I don't actually work at the coffee shop. I just bring my work computer and I work there.
The lines are blurring at this point.
The lines are blurring. I honestly like all of the baristas there are super nice, and I think I've mentioned before, I became really good friends with one of the baristas, Mary Beth. Shout out Mary Beth if you're listening. And she's so sweet, and I just like love being there because you know, like they're super nice. And it's like something's kind of special, like when you know the people that are like there, you know, because like you come in, they know your name. They ask how your day's like going, you know, and it's like they know what I'm going to order. I order the same thing every time I go in there.
What do you get?
So I get a London fog and then some kind of pastry. So like they always have like different pastries. But if they have blueberry muffins, I get a gluten-free blueberry muffin because
yum,
so good. It has like a crumble on top.
Ooh.
I love a good crumble. And then sometimes they do like they have oatmeal, and so I'll get oatmeal because there's just something so like
cozy,
warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will get oatmeal, or I'll get like they have cinnamon waffles now, like cinnamon roll waffles, and I'm really into it. Nathan likes them whenever we go. He's usually the one getting them. Yeah, so I've been going a pretty good amount. I'm not quite ready to have to go back into office, and it's like I'll spend less time there because I'll already be going out.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thing to, you know, just kind of get out of the house. It's a vibe. Like working in a coffee shop makes me feel more productive. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I like love doing that. But Mayra, what about you? What are your? I know we talked about fashion trends earlier, but like, is that something that you're like super involved in right now, or are you just kind of?
Unfortunately. And I feel like there's this thing where like how you were saying like, oh, I've been looking at these butter yellow dresses, but I haven't seen them in these streets. And sometimes I feel like, are we online looking at trends too much that we get out there and like, wait, you're not all wearing butter yellow dresses and boxers with leather jackets? I feel that way sometimes when I'm like I'll be on TikTok, like looking at trends, like, you know how there's those videos, like what all the girls are going to be wearing in spring 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I guess I need gingham pants. I need something leopard. I need boxers. I need a leather jacket. I need colorful shoes. And then you get out there and like, you know, in the suburbs of Texas. Yeah.
This isn't New York.
Yeah. But yes, I have been into that. I have a list of like things, like kind of little pieces that I want to get for spring. I've been watching a lot of reality TV with John, a lot of reality TV. We're watching both The Bachelor and Love is Blind.
I've been seeing a lot about The Bachelor. I've heard this season's like phenomenal compared to some of the more recent ones.
Yeah.
And I've also watched Love is Blind, but only the stuff to do with the girl that said that she looked like Megan.
Oh, Megan Fox. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
And I laugh so hard at that.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a rude way. I just think it's funny.
It's like, what do you think will happen when you bring up that you look like this like smoke show of a woman in a show where you're supposed to not know what the other person looks like?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's so funny when you see the guy's face, like when she says Megan Fox, he's like,
oh, my perception has changed. Yeah, he's gonna have like a little. She's a beautiful woman, but she doesn't look exactly like Megan Fox. And let's be real, if we told a guy we look like Megan Fox, and we don't look nearly identical, it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, and it, like you said, she doesn't look exactly like her. I think there's similar features, but you know, when you say that, it makes them think of a certain specific look. But anyway, we've been watching that show wrapped up, so we watched the reunion, and then on Monday is the Bachelor tell-all, so we're gonna watch that, and then I think we're done. I want to figure out how to get into the live studio audience for one of them, because you know
I'm sure you could sign up probably.
Yeah, like you know how they zoom into people and they're like, ooh, like yeah, I want that so bad. So we can just get into the episode. We're doing our favorite book or books of March, right?
Yes.
Okay. What was your favorite book?
So mine is the books, plural. My favorite books that I've read so far this month has actually been a series. It's called the Kindred's Curse series. It's by Penn. It's a pretty fantastic book series. Honestly, it's very interesting. It's a very TOG, so Throne of Glass meets meets Blood and Ash. You know, the Blood and Ash series.
Yeah.
So it's very much like a crossover. You get the same heroine very, you know, forceful, wants to change the world. And then you get this world of like gods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily similar to Sarah J. Maas books. I actually think this book might have come out before. Like these books might have come out before Sarah J. Maas. So
okay,
don't quote me on that. But if they did, then they're the kind of the original.
So they've been around a while. I've never
They
heard
have.
of it.
I feel like they have been around a while. Maybe I'm wrong actually, but looking it up. Okay, so never mind. Publication date May 10th, 2023.
Oh, okay. They're new.
But that's crazy though, because
there's so many books,
four
right?
four books in that short of time.
Yeah,
does not feel realistic. Like, how do they do it?
How many books are in it? Like 4? Wow.
4, and they're probably like 500-page books. All right then.
She was busy,
right, but they busy. I will say though, it's like I said, it's not necessarily a knockoff of Sarah J. Maas. I feel like sometimes now that she's like capitalized on this very big, you know, type of book, we see a lot more of them. But this is a very good like in between of both Sarah J. Maas books and the
Blood and Ash
books. So it's very, very interesting. I've been kind of entranced by it. So yeah, I've been reading a lot of them. On average, I think I ranked them each so far as 4 stars on Goodreads, just because they're not bad books and there's nothing really I would choose to make different about them. I just think overall they're interesting. So a little like background. The book is about basically like a mortal world, sort of like, you know, if it was Earth, that was colonized by these gods. And they ruled over Earth, kind of helped fix the civilizations because there was a lot of war going on between the people. And then they fell in love with humans. And so they married humans and pretty much like kind of passed their power on to these descendants is what they're called. So they're like the heirs to the power. And there's like, I think like nine different places, and each little like place has different powers specific to those gods. But there's definitely segregation between the humans and the gods. So it's just interesting, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's like not your typical, and it's kind of fun to see like all these different characters come together in all these different worlds because you're getting every little piece of these different worlds. So yes, it follows a main character that is a woman, my favorite. I love a leading lady. And so she's mortal, or so we think. So yes, you have to read it. It's pretty good. It's a very easy read. It's nothing like super, super hard, I would say. There's not too much world building where it feels like ominous to read, you know what I mean? So yes, it's a pretty good book. And I would say some of the tropes you see in these books, because we have to, our namesake.
Tropey webs.
Yes. We see enemies to lovers. We see like a hidden truth / inheritance trope. And then we see a found family. I don't know if
I love
anyone
that.
knows what yeah, found families are like honestly some of those hidden tropes that I love the most. They're the obvious ones, but like you don't think about them until like after the fact, and then it's, you know,
it's like what we call chosen family, right?
Yeah, a chosen family. Yeah.
I love those tropes.
Yeah, me too. It's so nice, and I think this book series is just like I said. It's a pretty easy read, but it's also it's fun. Like, oh, it's an adventure, you know. So I'm on book 3 out of 4. I'm probably going to complete the series very soon. I have some days off next week, so your girl's going to be binge reading in the car while her friend's in town. Anytime we're not hanging out, I'm going to be reading.
Yeah.
So
what's new?
Yeah, I'll probably, honestly, what's new? So yeah, I'm really excited about it. And it's been a very good book series so far. The only thing like I could say that I'm like, is sometimes the events that happen in the book seem a little foreseen. Does that make sense? Like, and I don't know, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything. I don't know if just like maybe my critical reading is like so intense. Like I'm always just looking for like those hidden things, you know, that I see a lot of stuff before like they happen, and it's sometimes annoying because it's like, okay, so he doesn't die, he's alive. All right, so duh.
Yeah.
Why would they kill that person? You know?
I think you are really good at that, like predicting what's going to happen. But I will say there are some books where like the author maybe gives you too much and doesn't let the reader figure it out. So I don't know. Maybe I'll read it and like, because I'm the opposite of you and I never see things coming. So I'll read it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. It's a pretty good book. And we both like the Blood and Ash series.
Mhm.
So this feels so similar to that.
Okay. I'm sure I'll like it.
So yeah. But yeah, so what about you? I know you've been reading.
I've been reading. I am heavy into sci-fi right now. I heard from John, my fiance, about the three-body problem because Obama recommended it apparently. And if Obama recommended it,
Obama,
then of course we have to read
Obama.
it. So he recommended it, and then John told me about it. And then I looked it up and like I saw there's a Netflix show coming, and it's coming literally like this week on Thursday. So I started reading the first book early this month, and I'm already on the third book, which is the last one of the series. It's so good. And wait, did I say the title? The Three Body Problem by I'm gonna maybe butcher the name. It's Cixin Lee or Cixin Liu. I'm not gonna spoil it. This is like Dust Jacket synopsis, but it's basically kind of like a time of political turmoil in China, and there is like this kind of hidden laboratory secret project trope, and one of the characters makes contact with an alien civilization or like an alien, like another, life form in the universe. And it just kind of builds on that. Some parts feel like it goes slow and there's a lot of heavy like physics and science jargon. It's all kind of within the context of the book. I don't feel like you need a background in any of this to appreciate it. The first book is kind of the setup for the second book. And then the second book and the third book are on the same timeline, but they follow different characters. So if you want to watch the show and you don't want to be spoiled, then you probably should read the three books.
Read it all.
Mm-hmm.
Robin finds a way to tandem read once again.
Oh my. I'm not going to dissuade you, but
I'm going to dissuade myself. Don't let me lie.
I feel like you could do it. The subreddit is there's a lot of activity on there. And I feel like I'm sure somebody has probably brought it up. Tandem reading the last two books. But just beware.
So there's only 3 books? There's no fourth coming out? Like there's 3, that's it. The story ends. Yeah,
there's 3 books. There's a 4th book, but it's not by the same author. And to my knowledge, it's kind of more of like a spin-off. Like he authorized this person to write a spin-off. But the main series is 3 books. Super duper good.
To know.
And I've been on a sci-fi kick, so I'll just go into TBR. We watched Dune recently. Have you seen it?
So Nathan and I, it stormed the other day.
Yeah.
And Nathan hasn't watched Dune 1, so we couldn't go watch Dune 2 yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we watched Dune 1.
Did you like it?
Storm. Yeah, we literally turned off all the lights in our room and we opened the windows, and like it was like thundering and lightning outside.
Oh my gosh.
We had Dune playing on the TV. I was like, if there's any night for Dune, tonight's the night. So yeah, Nathan actually really liked it. He said he was like surprised because he wasn't like really sure. His only qualm was that he didn't see Zendaya, but at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I kept seeing her, but she wasn't even in it.
Yeah.
And he was like, so is she in the second one? I was like, yes, she's in the second one.
Is that his celebrity crush or something?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
No, Emma Watson's his celebrity crush.
But
yes, I was like, okay, I understand she wasn't in it like fully, but they're setting the scene, Nathan. They're setting the scene.
Yeah.
So now he's excited to see Dune 2. And I've told him like I've heard some fantastic things about Dune 2. So I'm happy that he's finally here with me on the Dune, the Dune love.
Maybe he'll read the book if you read the book.
Maybe. Have you read the book? Because I've thought about it.
I've thought about it too, and I haven't, but I'm going to read it this year. John just finished it, and he liked it a lot.
Did you like it?
Yeah, he liked it.
Okay. I've seen a lot of stuff about the books, and I think Austin Butler, right? That's who's in the second one too. I believe he read the books, is what he said in an interview, which makes sense because he's a very like method actor. He
Oh
likes to really
yeah,
get into it.
he gets into it.
So.
He was Elvis for like 2 years after the movie.
Yeah. Every time I was like, he was like, who's Austin Butler? I was like, Elvis. He's like, have I seen that? And I was like, no,
but he is Elvis.
If you were ever on the internet at any point in time during that movie, you would have known. Whatever. Nathan's just not. He's not up with the times.
Yeah, but it was so good. And I was just gonna segue into I'm gonna read the books. You should read them too. I think the first book is like the first and second movie because they're thick, they're dense.
Yeah, I've heard that they're pretty dense reads, and I've heard that I'm not like heard exactly if the movie and the books are like that different, but I've heard a lot of things about the book.
They're pretty similar from what John had to say. You know how sometimes when you see an adaptation, it's like in the movie or the show, they'll do like the big concepts, but not like the little things. Yeah. From what he said, like the book and the movie are pretty like on par, like even the little things, which I thought was really cool.
Okay, so I'm interested because I know some things that happen in the book. So I'm interested to see how they'll execute those things in the movie.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the second one. It's great weather this weekend to watch the second one.
I might have to.
Yeah. And then you'll see a lot of Zendaya.
Rolling my eyes. I was like, is it that big of a deal?
But you know what? I don't know what it is about this movie. I'm sure it's intentional. But you know how at the end of the first movie, they showed just like a sneak peek of Zendaya? Yes. And then in the second one, she's there the whole time. Well, at the end of the second one, they show a sneak peek of this other person. And then in the next book, it's known that this person is going to be there more prominently. So I feel like it's just a thing they're doing in the movie.
Is it a woman?
Yes.
Is she British?
I don't know.
Is it Florence Pugh?
No, but she's there in the second movie. Like
she is there.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the director, whenever he casted her, was like, "You're not going to be in it a lot. Like it's not like a huge role." And she's like, "I don't care."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's there, but it's not her. It's somebody else.
Okay. I'm excited. I've never been like, I never thought I'd be a big sci-fi girly, but honestly, if you think about it,
it makes sense, right?
It makes sense. Like werewolves and stuff, they're kind of sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm entering a sci-fi era right now.
That's okay.
I've never considered myself a sci-fi girly, but I guess maybe I am. I've read a fair amount of sci-fi and I like it. Like I read Ender's Game and what was that one? Ready Player One. They made the movie about it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you are.
Red Rising.
You're a hidden sci-fi girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really have many like TBRs like dedicated straight out. I'm just kind of reading a book as I see it. Like I'll read, the 3-Body Problem after I finish this series I'm reading right now. I do want to read some like less fiction. I don't know if you saw my Goodreads. I put on there that I wanted to read the 3rd Gilmore Girl.
I added it to mine too.
Okay, yeah, I want to read that so bad.
Too.
It looks so good.
It comes out in September, right?
Yeah. And so I'm like, it's got a fair bit of a time before it comes out, but I'm really excited. So if anyone watches Gilmore Girls, there is a book for Lorelai, like for the main, the mom. I can't remember the actress's name.
I can't remember either, but I read that book actually.
Yeah, she came out with a book. So she did one, and now we're getting one from like the mom, Emily Gilmore. And I've actually heard that actress is actually huge. Was a dancer.
Oh, really? I mean, she seems like Emily Gilmore was an icon, so it makes sense to me that the actress playing her.
She's an icon. She's a legend.
She's that girl.
Yeah, she also was in Dirty Dancing.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know that. She was the mom in Dirty Dancing.
Wow. I'm excited. Yeah. So Lorelai's book was called Lauren Graham, that's her name, not Lorelai. Talking as Fast as I Can from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and everything in between. And I read that book in like 2016 or something. I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
It was good.
I read it when it came out. I have it somewhere, actually, like the physical copy. I need to find that.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I think she is a really great actor or actress, sorry. And I know a lot of people used to say, oh, Gilmore Girls, they talk too fast. But, you know, I think I talk pretty fast.
You
sometimes.
do talk pretty fast, but I think it adds like
Yeah.
charisma to their characters.
Yeah. So I'm like, I've never been, like, for me, my whole family kind of talks really fast. So for me, it was like easy.
Yeah.
Like hearing it, like interpreting, like that came easy. But for some people, I was like, oh, they talk fast to you? Huh.
I think I don't know if it's like the Gilmore Girls themselves or if it's the director or producer, Amy Sherman Palladino, because she did Marvelous Miss Maisel. And if you've seen that, like they talk super fast too.
But yeah, like I said, I don't really have a lot of books that I want to read, like that are dedicated, set out. I just have a few that I know I really want to read. So I don't know. I think this year is the year where I try to broaden my horizons of not just fantasy. So we will see.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of good books out right now.
Yeah, no, there's so many fantastic books coming out this year and currently out. So we do have some pretty, you know, interesting and I think fun future plans for the podcast. I was talking to Mayra, and I think it'd be fun to do a breakdown of a book so that you guys, the listeners, can read a book with us. And we're going to break down, you know, a few chapters in each episode, go into the chapters into detail, and like kind of give our interpretation of what we read. So we're going to do this, I think, a few times with different books. But the first book that I really wanted to start with, just to see how it goes, is When the Moon Hatched. So I'm sure if you've listened to any of our episodes prior to this, you would know I finished the book a while ago. Mayra just finished recently.
The great saga of me finishing the book.
Yes. Mayra's mashed potato book. So, yes, we finally finished it. And I really think this book is super interesting. And I think once people start to read it, it could actually get very popular. So I think if, you know, you are looking for something to fill that gap between the next Sarah J. Maas book and the next Fourth Wing book, this is kind of the book for you. You know, it has dragons, it has magic, it has like political turmoil, it has like a very interesting world dynamic. So you know, I think those kind of like more interesting topics are addressed in this book, and I thought it was fantastic. So I'm excited to do a really thorough breakdown. I'm going to drag Mayra along with me. And then the next book that we break down, she gets to pick what we do. So, yes, sorry, Mayra. I'm commandeering.
You're commandeering, yeah.
I want to do this one first.
I like the book, but I know I didn't like it as much as you. It's good. Like it has a lot of potential. I think I rated it 3 or 4 stars. But you know, it's good that we have different opinions because we're going to talk about it and we're going to have like a different take.
No, we really will. And we're also going to introduce another like variable into our podcast as well. So we're going to start doing buddy reading. Mayra, if you want to give a little intro into what we're going to be doing for buddy reading.
Yeah, so we're doing buddy reads, and we kind of already do the buddy reads every so often, but I think it'd be fun to do like a book for the month, maybe like a book club, but not really. I don't know. Just read it with us. Maybe we'll do themes or just whatever we feel like reading, whatever book is like exciting to us at the time. And then we'll just announce it. Maybe early April.
Maybe the last podcast of March we'll announce the book we read for April.
The buddy read for April, yeah. And we'll post on TikTok and Instagram about the book so we can all be on the same page. But if anyone wants to give suggestions, that'd be great. You know, we always have books kind of sitting on our TBR, like on our shelves and our Goodreads shelves.
Yeah.
But if you have a book that you really enjoyed or that you think we'll really like, please let us know and we'll give it a shot. We're open to anything.
Yeah, we're open to anything. Just because we talk about fantasy and now sci-fi a lot doesn't mean that we won't read something else. I promise. And maybe this would be a good way to branch out of what we typically read if we have, you know, other people to like talk about the book with. So if you, like Mayra said, if you have any suggestions, please drop them down in the comments. I'll post on Instagram, we'll post on TikTok. And if you have anything that you want to put out there, just let us know.
That's our episode for today. Thank you for watching. Please listen to us also. Don't just watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, on Apple. We're on both of those now. And subscribe, comment, like. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you have any book suggestions for us, any book suggestions for our buddy read. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.